Hi folks, Lee here and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of my drone series. So this is going to be quite a short one today. Basically about a week ago I was out with my friend Allan in Ardrossan and I was doing a little bit of drone flying, and the main intention wasn't really to record anything, but I did record a little bit anyway, so I thought, might as well make a little video out of it. Now, as you can see in the screen, it is quite a generic photo of like just the drone. And the explanation for that is, firstly, I didn't really do any filming on my phone while I was there. Firstly, because of the wind, but also just because, if I'm honest, I just couldn't be bothered at the time, and I just wanted to get on with flying. And the other reason is, I originally wanted to put some quite interesting photos at the start here because there's this series of photos that I love, and it's like aerial photos of Ardrossan from back in, I think it's in 1936, I believe, and I really wanted to put those photos on because I've always found them to be really cool and really fascinating, and it really shows you, how big Ardrossan was industrially back in the day. And I just find those photos really fascinating. But unfortunately, they are copyright; they're not public domain, so I've basically not been able to use them in the video, and it's one of those things. It's just one of those things you need to navigate when you're doing this whole YouTube thing. I actually just found it out again recently because I've started a TikTok. I'll put the name of that on the screen just now, and I'll put a link to that in the description as well if you guys want to check it out. I've only got one video there at the moment, but I did actually post a copy of the video to YouTube, and I got a copyright claim in that, so I took it down. I just didn't think it was worth the hassle, to be honest. I don't think a copyright claim is quite as bad as a strike, but it's still not great, so I just took the video down. But if you guys want to check that out, by all means, go ahead. In fact, please do. I would love you to do that. And yeah, so video's going to be a bit of flying with the drone, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about Ardrossan. So yeah, I hope it's interesting. Hope you guys enjoy. So as I alluded to at the start of this video, I didn't really set out during this outing to really do much recording. I really just wanted to kind of mess around with the drone and fly about and have a bit of fun, which I did, for the most part. But I did get a recording of this one flight. So as you can see at the start here, I'm panning towards Arran, so you can see the Arran ferry like in the distance, but it is literally just like a blip. So because it was very distant at that point. And then you can see most of Ardrossan as a pan round. Now, again, I'm a beginner to this whole thing, so I don't really, when I send that drone up there, I don't really have a plan for where I'm going to fly it or what kind of views I'm going to get. I kind of just fly it around and, point it towards different things and just go with it. Um, and hopefully I'll get better at this over time. But as you can see there, like I got it to maybe about 20-25 meters there, which is really the maximum I was willing to let it fly to because it was really pretty windy that day. So I didn't want to risk really taking it much higher than that because I didn't want it literally blown away anywhere. Um, Now, the place that I was flying it from was pretty interesting in and of itself because it was known as the old Ardrossan shell site, and it was basically a large oil refinery, and it it's it was shut down long ago, so none of it's left. But what it has left is this large piece of open space that is really cool for, well, flying a drone around. So what I thought was really cool about this terrain was you have the path, so it's not like you're climbing up hills or anything, but there's also these little trenches, as you can see, so I can really imagine in a future visit, really enjoying doing some like kind of low level sports mode flying in this area. Now, you'll see sports mode a little bit later on in the video. It's basically a bit like FPV drone racing. Now, it's not as intense as that, obviously, because those guys like custom build those things to be amazing at that, whereas this is just an off-the-shelf drone. As you can see, our obligatory wave there that I need to get in every video. That's like, gotta have that if nothing else. But yeah, so you'll see later on in the video, I'll go into sports mode and things speed up quite a bit, and it's not great for camera work, but it is a nice feature to have in the drone for, a little bit of fun from time to time. I don't see it ever being something that I'm going to use much, but it is fun to have to, do a bit of fun flying from time to time, if you know what I mean. It's a lot more about flying the drone in that case than actually getting good, photography and good views with it, which is what I prioritise most of the time. Now, this area here, the whole pathway along next to those flats, that side was actually where the old oil tankers would, kind of come alongside, and you can actually see some of the cleats for the mooring ropes still there if you walk along that way. And it's one of those things that you wouldn't really notice it unless you had it pointed out to you. You've got these big metal structures, next to the path, and once you realise what they're for, it's kind of cool. So yeah, as you can see here, this is sports mode now, so things are a lot faster. The camera's really struggling to, stay level, and it's just generally just makes the drone a lot sharper movement wise. And you can see us there on the ground, and I do a little bit of flying about, and again, as I says, it's kind of still at that stage where I still don't really know what I'm doing, but it was quite a fun thing to try out. It's the first time I've really used it in any sort of extensive way, but in this area it was a fun little thing to try out. So yeah, that's us for that one, and I definitely will be returning to this area to do some flying in the future. But overall, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Leave some of your thoughts in the comments below. And if you'd like to see more of this content in the future, then as always, please do subscribe. Bye, folks.